Hello Commanders, this is Commander Nova Kane, about to try out some new mining drones that have been implemented in 1.3, the Power Play edition. I've just kitted out this fantastic Type 6, and it's left me with no money at all, but we're going to make some of that back with some mining. Now, this is the fit we've got. So we've got 2 mining lasers, 2 Type 1 mining lasers. So not very good mining lasers, but we'll see how it goes. We got those there. We got a refinery. That's a Category 4 refinery. It's got 9 bins. Lots of bins. Hopefully that's going to see us right when we're collecting that mineral goodness. Now, in terms of our limpet controllers, that's our drone controllers, there are 2 categories. There are the prospector and the collector. We'll talk about those a bit later. We also have things like life support, which is very important. Now, with the collectors, we've got 3 modules here. We've got a Type 5 module that supports 3 modules, at 3 drones at any one time. We've also got these 2, which support 1 at any one time. We can use them at the same time, meaning 5 in flight at any one time. We've also got a point defense because I had a free slot, and if anyone shoots a missile at me, then haha, shame on them. But I had to trade out a shield generator, and as we previously discussed, I have no money. So hopefully, luck will be on our side. Otherwise, this video will end with a big boom. Anyway, this is where we are. We are in LTT 3572. I am docked in the wonderful Horowitz hub, and this is our system in the galactic context. Here we are. They also brought in these little blue dot things. I really don't like them, so I'm going to turn them off. Grid off. There we are. Also, Federation is now red. Good God. So here we are. LTT 3572. Closest points of interest. We've got Arcturus over here. Achenar is way down there. Probably Sol is going to be our closest point of interest. There it is. Over there, 20.24 light years away. So, back to the system. No, not Sol. I'm very professional, Commander. Here we are. Right, so LTT 3572 has a mineral belt. It's metal rich. And it's common reserves. So, it's alright, it's alright. Now, a lot of people that try to get into mining think metal rich is fantastic, and they go and they think they're going to get nothing but gold and palladium and platinum and lots of fantastic things. And that's not entirely true. You're mostly going to get Bertrandite, what I call Bertie, and Bertie isn't worth anything. So, to hell with that. Here we are at Horowitz. Now, what you're going to be looking at is the gas giants. So let's start from the far end of the system. The 9th planet, well, technically the 10th planet is there. The 9th planet is a gas giant. Here we are. It has 2 rings. The inner ring is always listed first, and it's a metallic ring. Metallic is good. Metallic means you're going to get a lot of metals, and metals, of course, trade for more. Gold, silver, platinum, palladium, they're all metals. The only mineral at the moment that's really worth anything is painite, and that trades for roughly 30,000 a ton. But, as the name might suggest, it's a bit of a pain to get a hold of. If you do find it, you're going to find it in very low concentrations, 3 to 5% normally. So in this system, we've got quite a selection of rings on gas giants. So on the 9th planet, we've got a metallic ring system there. We've got a metal-rich system there. We've got a metal-rich system there, and rocky. Never go for rocky. This doesn't work. Then we've got some boring ringless rocks. Then the gas giant that Horowitz is orbiting, rocky and icy. Icy, there's nothing in icy, ever. Rocky, maybe some Bertie. Nothing in icy. But the closest to us, a water world, the first planet of the system, has a metallic ring, and it's right next to us. Fantastic. So that's where we're going to be heading. LTT 3572-1. So, let's do this.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Now, I don't have a shield generator. And I'm speeding. This is a combination that is going to work out well for me. Okay, normally I like to exit like a boss, so through the letterbox and then boost! Goodbye! Loving it. Right, we'll just get out of mass lock and then off we go. Beautiful. Alright, let's do some mining.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Right, so let's set a course in to the first planet of the system, LTC 35721. Now we're going to get caught by this great old big gas giant, and of course the planet we're going to is on the other side of it. So we're going to be going quite slowly for a little bit. Wait, maybe not, maybe not. Alright, we're speeding up. That's fine. Right, whilst we get underway, let's talk about the fire groups for how we deploy the drones. So we're going to go into fire groups. Here's how I've got it set up. So on the first fire group, I've got my big collector limpet controller set to secondary fire, and my 2 mining lasers as primary. So I'll shoot rocks and then deploy the collectors, and they'll whiz around and collect some junks for me and put them in my refinery. I've stocked 40 limpets. We'll have to see where we are now, actually. Oh, we're still far away. We've stocked 40 limpets. They cost around 100 credits per limpet. They take up cargo space. See, I've got 48 tons of cargo space in this T6. But we're going to, every time you fire a drone, obviously they'll leave your cargo, leaving space for wonderful rocks and minerals. So back to the fire groups. Prospectors we'll talk about, and the collectors, they're all attached to a second fire group, as primary and secondary fire. Here we are. We have arrived. We're going to use the ring system and the big weight of this gas giant to give us a little bit of assistance in slowing down. Now we're going to approach, try to get to the light side. Now you can see these extraction sites, high intensity and a standard resource extraction site over there. Ignore them. And also they're both in the rocky bit anyway. You can see the metallic bit. It's the silver and grey here. Now I find, I'm not sure if this is true at all, but I find that if you actually jump in at one of the bright silver places, your yields will be better. So a little bit of skill in that. We're going to approach slowly. Make sure that when you actually hit the ring, you're below 1 million meters per second. Okay, so there we are. We're going to bear down. We're at 100 kilometers per second. And whoosh. Here we are. Welcome to the mining fields. So as we haven't dropped in at a resource extraction site, hopefully there should be no such things as pirates, and unless you've got a wing beacon on, nobody will be able to find you, unless of course they've been following you, and then if they can drop in at your energy wake. But nobody's going to come across you here. It's just not going to happen, really. So let's get moving. We're going to deploy hardpoints. Now we got our 2 mining lasers. Now let's talk about prospectors. So prospectors they use drones. Basically you shoot them on an asteroid and they will pretty much just vanish and burrow into the asteroid, like so.
Programming limpet.
Off it goes. And it will latch in. Target it. So we've got 25% of this asteroid is mineable as Bertie and 10% as Indite. AKA, screw that. So not worth our time. We're going to move on to the next one. Now the module I've got, the prospector module I've got, allows 2 drones to be active at once. That really doesn't make any sense to me because you're not going to be mining more than one at once. Unless, of course, you're in a mining wing. So let's target the second asteroid.
Programming limpet drone.
Boosh.
Programming limpet drone.
Okay. just actually launched some collectors there. So that's latched on now. Let's see what we got. So this is high concentrations of indite. Again, not really worth it. We will get there. We will get there. Okay, now we've got 2 out at the moment. We're getting a little bit close to this rock now. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Ah, it's glorious though, isn't it? Alright, here we are.
Programming limpet
So we're
drone.
going to fire a new prospector. It'll say that it failed because we can only have 2 active at any one time.
Prospector limpet engaged.
Bertie, Indite, and Gallies. Again, not terrific. Moving on. Now, I accidentally deployed some collectors by pressing my secondary fire. Now, because they tail you, in fact, let's see if we can see them. So throttle to 0. So we're not going to hit that rock. We're going to hit that rock. Have to find out. Hopefully not. Now, your drones are going to follow you. There's one there. Now, there's actually 2 there. And they'll just stay behind you. Now, of course, this means that your proximity warning will always be on. So watch out, because of course you normally will use your proximity warning to warn you when you're about to hit an asteroid. So be cautious. Right, here we are, next asteroid. We're going to fire the prospector. And one of the previous ones we've launched has just failed because we can only support 2 at a time. We'll track it as it goes in.
Prospector limpet engaged.
Palladium 7.53%. That's worth it in my book. So we've already got 2 collectors displayed. There, you can just see them beneath me on the radar screen. So we're going to start mining.
Programming limpet drone.
And the limpet will tell us
Prospector
we've got
limpet
100%
engaged.
of minerals remaining in this asteroid. Obviously start mining. That will go down as chunks break off. Now, unfortunately, as these are only class 1s, it's going to take a while. Alright, here it comes. Our little drone.
Limpet drone error. Deploy cargo hatch.
Make sure you have your cargo scoop
Cargo
done.
scoop
Okay.
deployed.
Scoops open. Here we are. Bertrandite and Palladium. We're going to put those in the refinery. Now they're allocated in the refinery. We're just going to keep scooping them up. Ooh, some gallite as well. Fantastic. Now, because we've got quite a large refinery, pretty much no matter what we mine, there will be space for it, so there's no such thing as wastage. We'd need to mine more than 9 different kinds of minerals for there to be wastage. And keep doing it until the minerals remaining drops to 0, at which point we will have a little warning that will say the asteroid's been depleted. Now, normally, if you were mining manually, you'd try and keep it on the same spot so you get a nice, neat little line. There's our warning. But of course, with these collector drones, you don't even need to worry about that. They've got a range that depends on the module. These guys will do 1,400 meters away from my position. They'll stick with me, but they'll only collect things that are within 1,400 meters of where I am. So we've already got 1 ton of Bertie. So that'll be roughly, you know, a few thousand. But it's early days. It's early days. What I'm more interested in is the Palladium, which we are at 6% now, 6% of a ton. Not terrifically profitable so far. We're going to move on to the next asteroid. Now, always try to head towards the planet so you don't get mixed up and target the same rocks again and again. So we're going to head to this little one here now. So let's get the prospector out, and we're going to fire that.
Limpet drone.
Up he goes.
Prospector limpet
Gallite and
engaged.
Indite.
Programming limpet drone.
Alright, another one.
Prospector limpet engaged.
Oh, lots of gallite and indite. I'm going to move on to this big old one over here.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet engaged.
Silver and gold. Here we are. Okay. Now we're going to fire our big collector drone. That deploys 3 at a time. We're going to deploy these now.
Programming limpet drone.
I'm going to start mining. Right, we've got unallocated resources in the refinery. We need to do that. Otherwise they won't deliver anything. We're going to keep mining it. Now, I might want to deploy another collector at the moment. Oh, the refinery's full. That's because we haven't allocated everything.
Asteroid depleted.
And there's our depletion warning. Now, I might want to deploy another collector. However, when you do that, it temporarily disables your cargo scoop. So let's try to do that now, and I'll show you what's going to happen.
Programming limpet drone. Limpet drone error. Deploy cargo hatch.
Okay. Right, now they're all gone. They're all going to collect stuff. Fantastic. Wow, look at that. There they all are. So they're waiting. So he's got a chunk for me. They both do. And they're waiting for me to do something. Refinery is full. We've now got a ton of indites. There we are. Now it's going to say there are no valley collection targets left. So we're going to move on. And you know what? I'm going to stop using the prospectors because we've got so many collectors now and so many bins in the refinery, it really doesn't matter. We're just going to get the stuff. So we're going to move up to this big old one, and it's going to be a bit of a surprise. Okay, I think that's gonna do it for our drones tutorial today. Happy mining. It's not the most glamorous of occupations, but it's pretty, and For those who can't have pets because of allergies, you really will appreciate those ribbons. Happy flying! See you next time.